now that we have some kind of fundamentals to work with, and we are now able to enter in close to our opponent, we're going to work on some follow-up techniques other than just strikes. We're going to work on some takedowns, some sweeps and some throws, and then some finish-up techniques on the ground. Okay, Mateo? Let's just say, for example, he did the jab cross, and I parried, right elbow, left elbow. Maybe I hit with the right elbow again, and I grab the person here. If you pump the knee in here, I just want you to grab this arm here and turn the body. This arm is up here, and this head is down here. Arm's at 12, head is at 6. And then turn him this way like that, okay? Which is a very simple throw, relying more on body leverage than strength. Okay, one more time. And you never know how you're going to end up in this situation. It is more important to know how to throw combinations and throw strikes. But if for some reason you end up inside and you hit the person and you get a hold of him here, this is one. And then you turn it. 2. Now from this position, you can do a lot of things from here. Okay, you could stomp. See, a lot of guys want to know this kind of stuff, but I feel it's common sense. But we'll take it from here. Right from here, you have an arm lock, which is already right here. Okay, there's different degrees that we can go to. We can go into a break, or we can go into really injure, or we can go into pain compliance and submission. But right here is a good maybe hold. This is an arm bar on the shin like this. Arm is straight. Okay, and this can be the knee strike down into the body this way, finished by the elbow strike here. One more time. 1, and however you got into this, wham, bang, bang, grab, knee. You might have the knee again. See, and then turn the body here. You can use the head, you can use the shoulder, or you can use the arm. But you want this side of the body going up at 12 and this head going down. Pivot like that. You can drop immediately into the rib cage here. Okay, and then finish with elbow, finish with a groin rake, or crack it here if you need to. Using the same entry. If I move inside to, say I cover here, hit, hit. If I grab and I use the knee, you can go right into a headlock. Now, at this position, you can secure your arms like this, or you can put your hands together and crank backwards. Be very careful with this technique. Obviously, if I spring backwards, you can do great damage to the neck, okay? You can choke the person out this way. You can attack the air, where you could choke the person out, take his air away, or you could attack the side of the neck, as I'm doing here, where you could take away the blood, which will make the person pass out. Or you can merely use the bone of the forearm to smash up against the face and create intense pain. Okay? One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In with the knee. Grab to this position. This could be hold or this could be choke at this position here. If you wanted to take the person down from here, all I'm going to do is simply with my right hand, the hand that is under the head, I can scoop it here like that, and then I'm going to turn the person down here. And you see how when I sit out, I'm going to land this way, which is going to create great pain on the neck here. And if you sit out fast enough, you could do great damage to the neck. One more time. 1, 2, 3. However you get inside, hit, 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 grab it like that. Okay, maybe you're losing control. Maybe he's stronger than you. Turn it this way. And you can sit out here. And make sure you use control with this technique. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take that same throw and work it off the defense of the right kick. Again, if the person hits you with a right kick, 1, you may step in with the right knee. One more time, the entry, 1, 2. As you step down, you turn it here like that, and this could be 1. And you already know your hits from here. Okay, one more time. 1, go in, 2. Turn it 3, that's the hit here. Okay, if for some reason we clash in here, and I deliver the right knee to the thigh area, this is 1. Okay, all I want you to do now is zone out here, and you can foot sweep to take down towards the front. One more time. If we clash in here, 2, zone out, foot sweep here. From this position, you can smash the knee or smash kick the kidney. One more time. 1, clearing the line for the foot sweep, smash the knee here. Okay, if the person did the right kick, 1. If I move to this position, I'm going to trap that lead leg with my front leg or with my rear leg. One more time. 1. I may slap and hit to this position. Now, if the body is now off balance, because he's trying to catch himself because I slap and hit this way. So all I'm going to need to do now is take this leg here. And from that position, you can just follow up any way that you wish. One more time. 1. Move the person to the right. Again. 1. Move the person. From here, you hold that person in that off-balance position as you foot sweep here. So we had the foot sweep that came off the front part of the body, and you had the foot sweep that came off the rear foot towards the outside of that lead leg. Okay. If the person kicks you and drops the leg towards the front, you have the same thing on this side. You can hit, foot sweep the leg this way to hammer here, hammer here. Okay, or you can use the left leg if that foot drops down. Here, 1, slap and hit as you foot sweep this leg here. Okay. A lot of these throws do not rely on body leverage or strength, or relies on strength more so than body leverage. Again, 1, as he drops. 2, that's your hit. And then the foot sweep is here like that. And then you can hammer to finish it off. Okay, if the person kicks at you, 1, you can hit the outside of the leg or hit the inside of the leg. So when I hit the inside of the leg, I'm going to take the person down. And from here, I want you to sit out into what we call the ankle lock. Okay, you see how I put my near knee as a brace, pull the ankle, keeping your head down because he's going to want to grab you around the neck. There's many possibilities. Again, catch, hit, take down this way. As you sit out, you then lock the ankle or break the ankle. If you happen to catch the kick this way, 1, step and pull the person here and lock up the ankle on this side. Again, turning the ankle here or locking against the Achilles, which is straight in. One more time. 1, 2, lock it, working against the ankle here. Okay, we're going to go ahead into some of the grappling on the ground a little bit more extensively than what we just covered. The reason why in SEAL Team we don't spend a whole lot of time down there is we'll use the grappling and joint locks and pain compliance techniques to keep whoever we're handling under control. But the point of our job is not to go down there like a wrestler and wrestle and spend 5-10 minutes on the ground with a person while engaged in close quarter combat. So we're going to show you some of the locks and some of the pain compliance and choking techniques that we use to bring a person under control. That is not going to take a lot of time. Okay, Matt? Again, from any kind of an in-close position to where we're using the tools that we've covered already. I may use the knee, and another knee even. Okay. When I turn the person's head down, this is one takedown. Okay, let me show you that takedown again. It's a very simple takedown. If I moved inside, again, using what we just learned, 1, 2, grab, 3, and I hit him here. I'm just going to take that head and turn it as I move myself down. Now, from here, I'm going to sit out into what we call our side body position. And right from here, I can choke this person right away. This is against the air, against the trachea. I can also go against the side of the face, which is more of a face lock, which relies on pain. And then I can go against the blood of the neck on the side of the neck, and hopefully the person will pass out in a short period of time. Again, keeping your head down here so that this person can't get a hold of your head. Now, you may find yourself on the ground not because you wanted to throw him to the ground, but because you just ended up there. Maybe you got hit, maybe he jumped on top of you, so it's very good to address ground fighting. Now, what I usually tell people to do is get this arm under control right away by wrapping it under my lead leg when I sit out. And this is the V-arm bar. Okay, this is used in Filipino martial arts. And all you have to do now is you can lift the head backwards this way. So I am now putting the tension on the shoulder here. Again, wrapping the head anyway and lift it up, or you can lift it this way. Okay. Now, from this position, sometimes the arm pops out. So when you catch it like this, all I want you to do now is go against the wrist. And this is now a wrist lock here. Or I can put the wrist in my left hand, grab it here, and torque the arm out that way against the shoulder. Sometimes I feel more secure by bumping this thing over, putting it against my head, and pulling upward on the wrist or twisting outward here. Sometimes this thing gets away from me here, so I bring my leg up here and I cross. I use his own arm on his neck here, like that. Okay. sometimes from this position, what you can do is get a hold of this arm and sit out here like this. And you can put the elbow on your pelvis as you lift up here like that. Sometimes if he doesn't want to be here, he'll go up like that. That's when you can crunch down onto the wrist in this fashion. Okay, so one more time, I'll go over that float. We started here on the side body position with the 3 chokes. Okay, you have your trachea, you have the blood supply, you have the face for pain compliance. We get this arm under control right away, then you have your head pull, which is working against the shoulder, okay, also called V-arm bar. Now, the tighter you want to have your body up against his body, there shouldn't be a lot of space between your body and his at this position, okay? That will make the lock inefficient. You want to be up tight against him here so that when you pull, it doesn't take a lot of effort at all. Sometimes this arm pops out. You get it under control by capturing it here, okay? So from this position, you get it up like that, and you pull up against the wrist here. This is the first one, okay? And you can pull this way, which is more of a figure 4 hand grip. From here, when I grab the wrist, and I can grab against the tricep here, and I make a lever. Okay, Mateo's tapping on me to tell me when to stop, or else, you know, the break can occur. I can grab the wrist and slap it over here on the side of my head for more security and more leverage, and I can pull out here, or I can turn the wrist, or I can pull back. And now again, if we go this way, this can be sandwiching his own arm against his neck, here like that. If he's giving me a hard time, you can sit out here by using my pelvis, lifting my pelvis to go against the elbow, and if his wrist comes up, I can then go against the wrist in this fashion. Okay. Now, if I found myself going from this position and losing control, and I went to this position here, so I want to keep my body leverage on him. It depends now. In Filipino martial arts, they say either branch up or branch down. If the branch is down, I want you to take control of your wrist, and you grab his wrist here. You see I lift the body up, and I torque the arm this way. Okay. If the branch is straight, you can use the straight arm bar this way. You see where I form the lever. And some people say push down, and other people say lift up. Either way, as long as there's tension against the elbow joint. Now, if the branch is up like this, you can capture it with the left hand, insert your right underneath here, and then sandwich again V-arm bar on this side. You see it? Okay. Now, sometimes this arm gets out of control too. He might be pushing you, so you put it across his neck, and you sandwich this way. This is a very heavy choke. Okay, that series again. From the cross body position. The branch was first down. Grab the wrist. Again, if it's straight, we're going to go into straight arm bar. But first one branch down. You grab your own wrist. Figure 4, pressure goes this way. You want the hand as close to his back as possible. That will make the lock very efficient. Now, from this point, if the arm goes straight out, straight arm bar. If it bends up, you capture it like this. Insert under here for your lever, and that's the lock. Sometimes you can capture the wrist like this, which is just on the wrist, straight down. Okay? And then you should practice this so you have some kind of sensitivity, and you can almost spar it from this position. Okay? And then again, if he pushes me off, if he's pushing my face here, and I parry it around like that, see where I lift this up to form the lever, and then it's just my body pressure down on him. Okay? That's it. Okay, now, just to address some other positions, if the person rolls over, okay, for whatever reason, okay, he rolls over and you have to now deal with him like this. See how I ride my body? I keep my body weight on him. Okay, let's first address this cross body position. From here, what you can do is just bring this arm back and you slide your right arm in here like that. It forms the lever. And then you can just lift. Okay, working against the shoulder, just lift the arm here. Okay. Now from here, sometimes what they do is they put the right arm under like that, and they force the shoulder. They put pressure against the shoulder blade here. Okay. Now, from here, maybe I've lost control here, and I want to go here. You see where I can take the choke immediately. This can be choke, okay, by forming the lever here, putting it against the body. Or if I've lost this, maybe I just want the arm. You see, so from the arm position, I let the arm bend over my body. I just lean forward, which is locking the shoulder. Locking the shoulder in this fashion. You see it? If the arm is straight, you have a straight arm bar. If you want to make it even more painful, you put the elbow into the tendon here, which makes it a little bit more painful. Okay. And then you have the same thing. If the person rolls on you from this position, if he rolls up, you always have this one, which is good. And you can fall back into this arm break here, which is found in a lot of jiu-jitsu systems and Filipino martial arts. Okay, what I'd like to cover with you a little bit is some of the Jeet-Kune-Do concepts, or Junfan Gung Fu. We go into this material after a SEAL platoon has had a good base of knowledge. They have some good Muay Thai basics. They can use their elbow and their knee and their kicks and punches in combination. We're going to get into the weaponry work a little bit later, which is also very important for us. Machete, knife, stick, and club. But some of the trapping from Bruce Lee's Jeet-Kune-Do will also enhance a SEAL operator in close quarter combat. And again, this was taught to me by Sifu Dan Inosanto, who was Bruce Lee's training partner and close friend, and one of 2 instructors under Bruce Lee. So we'll go ahead and start out with this material. Okay, I don't need that yet. Now, with the Junfan material, the first thing that we usually teach is it's taught from the boxing basic, from the boxing stance. So when the person jabs here, you can parry it the same way. Okay. Now, when the right hook comes out, a lot of times they just cover this position, with what's called bil sao or tan sao, which is just a guarding position like this. It could be anything. It could be even the cover that we talked about earlier today. All it is that the arm comes out to guard this position. It doesn't swing past the center line. It stays in the center line. And that is the hit here like that. This is now a vertical punch used in JKD. Okay. Now, if this punch comes, this side is the guarding hand, and this side punches in. And the vertical punch comes straight from the center line, comes straight from the sternum of the body, and the elbow pushes it out towards the target. And then when this punch is pulled back, activates that punch. This is what they call the, in Jeet-Kune-Do, Chik Chen Choi, or straight blast. Okay? One more time now. This is parry the jab, cover and hit on the first beat, and you can cover and hit on the second beat here. Okay. Now, follow-ups could include this. One, you bil sao, this is called bil sao da. Bil sao is the hand position here, da is the hit. Okay, from this position here, I can trap this arm to hit here, and then right from here go into the straight blast, which is just a chain of direct punches. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, hit like that, which sends the head back, and then I can follow with a chain of straight punches. If we go the other side, if I hit here, and then the other side came here like that. Again, this is the hit which sends the person first going backwards, and then, just move back a little bit, this is the straight punch going through, okay? You have to have that forward pressure. And what we're trying to do is get that head to tilt back. And then once the head tilts back, usually the person's going to cover, put an arm out, which is going to allow us to put in the heavier tools, the elbow, the headbutt, the elbow, okay, foot sweeps, takedowns, things like that. Okay, now when we train the cover and hit, It's good to train it with the focus mitts, and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, one person's going to swing the focus mitt at the head, and the other person holds the other pad here in center line. Okay. So you can go 1, that's a hit. This is straight in here with power behind it. You see it one more time? 1, 2. That's a hit. Cover and hit simultaneously. Now when the other punch is thrown, it's the same thing. Once again, 1, that's a hit. That would be the hit here. Okay, off 2 punches. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and then right from here, I can go immediately into the chase, or I can trap that arm again. 2, just for the camera. No. Okay. Just for the camera. Trap it again, and then launch into the straight blast. But this is a very good exercise that we're doing here. 1, punch, punch. See that? Okay. Now, if the punch comes in straight, okay, if it comes in straight, what you can do is you first parry it out with that hand, then the hand goes in here to hold center line, and then I straight punch in here, okay? Now this is more Jeet-Kune-Do, where you saw in Muay Thai, in the beginning of the tape, we just parried it here. What I want you to do here, 1, this is in the eyes right away. Again, 1, 2, and then it opens up to hit with either Tan Sao or Bill Sao like that. 1, 2, 3, and then the blast in again. This can either go into the eyes and then hit, or this can just open the center line to hit in here like that. Okay, now, how the straight punch is utilized. Okay, if you could, if one person holds a pad like this, the first thing is to understand the fundamentals. And if you just stand square like this, understand that as one punch goes out, as this comes back, it pushes this hand here. Again, using the elbows, let the elbow push your hand out, elbow push out, elbow push out, elbow push out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you do this, you're going to go ahead in with the, you can either shuffle in, step and sliding in, or you can actually run. You can just run towards this person, blitzing his center line until you can get a hold of him, put in those elbows, those knees, foot sweep, headbutt, whatever the case may be. So when we train the straight blast, any kind of pad you can hold here for center is good. Keep your elbows in. Okay, and all you should do is just move forward like that. Okay, when you're training the straight blast, if your partner just pick up a pad here and be aware that you're not going to get hit in the face, and he can just hold tight. All you should do now is practice that motion as you're moving forward, pushing your opponent back. Once again, 1. This is it. And this could be a run. Okay. Again, you could shuffle in or you can run. Now, you may ask, how long do I do the straight blast for? Okay. And that depends on what his reaction is going to be. If he throws a punch, when I hit this person here, 1, 2, it's going to depend on what his reaction is. If he covers up right away, this can be the hit. See, now I attack the low line and then go into this here. See? It depends, again, on what his reaction is going to be. Okay, if he straight arms me, possibly, when I hit like that, and then I hit like this, and this arm comes in, you see where the wrench could be here. This can be here like that. Okay, any follow-up. Okay. But the important element of this is a straight blast. It is a very effective tool to occupy the center line of that person, to blitz his center line, to buy you some time to put in the heavier weapons. Okay, what we're going to do is take the straight blast and put it in application and show you how we use it combatively and how we add the elbow and the knee and the headbutt and the foot sweeps. Okay? All right. Okay. Give me that so that otherwise. Okay, we're going to go into the weapons portion of our training. Usually in SEAL team, we have the machete available to us, which we use during jungle warfare operations to either hack through brush or whatever the reason may be. All the SEAL team guys carry obviously a knife of some sort on them. This is a training dagger here, usually on their bodies, sometimes 2 and 3 knives. Sometimes the knives are used as a tool, and then other times the knives are for hand-to-hand combat if need be. A lot of the SEAL team guys now are carrying the collapsible batons or extendable batons that are very easily carried and extend and prove to be a very good non-lethal type impact weapon for controlling people and crowds and things like that. And then, of course, the stick, which can either be used as a training device to take the place of the sword and extendable baton, or can be used as a weapon in its own right. You're out in the woods, you break a branch off a tree, use the antenna off your car. It can be any implement, as you'll see, that will impede the progress of another person's weapon, or you can do sufficient damage with. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start weapon versus weapon, and then we'll go into knife versus knife, and then we'll go into a little bit of empty hands versus the knife. But I will cover with you the basics that I teach to the SEAL team guys, and I think it'll give you a good idea about how we use our weaponry, and also give you a sense of self-preservation for the streets. Okay, we'll use the stick, and we'll start out in long range. Now, for striking angles, we'll start out in long range, and we'll just talk about striking angles. Usually, this is referred to as the number 1 strike, which is a diagonally down strike here. This is number 1. Usually, an upward slash here could be number 2. This could go to the knee, this could go to the elbow, this could go to the face upward here. As I pull it through here, the number 3 is usually an upward slash here, again to the leg, could be to the elbow or rib cage, could be to the face. Number 4 is a slash downward here, could be to the collarbone, could be to the hand, and then the 5 is a thrust to the midsection or higher to the throat area. Okay. The number 6 is horizontal to the body, could be rib cage or elbow. Number 7 is forehand to the body, elbow or rib cage. And then the number 8 is a thrust here. Could be thrust to the rib cage, thrust to the throat, or thrust to the face as they pull through it, and then they go back to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the basics that we teach. This is from the Filipino martial arts. It's taught to me by Dan Anasano. Every Filipino martial arts instructor has a different numbering system. Okay, we're using the one that they use, that Guru Dan taught me and is used at his academy. Again, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This is number 5, 6, 7, and then 8 will thrust through on this line, on the backhand line. Okay, 8. Okay, the first thing, once you're familiar with the different angles of attack, is how to deal or defend against these angles. So, if Mateo is going to strike me with the angle 1, what I will do is just meet the force. So this is what how we defend weapon versus weapon in the long range. Again, we meet the force here, 1. We stay away so that the weapon or the sword or the machete cannot hit my head, but I can hit his hand. And a lot of people think that's no big deal. But until you have actually felt the stick crack against your knuckles, you'll understand and appreciate the technique. If you're holding a weapon here and somebody takes the weapon and cracks it across your knuckles, good chance that you'll disarm that weapon. Okay, and if not, you'll definitely be in a better position to, once you crack this, to follow it up with other strikes. Okay, but again, angle 1, you meet it here like that. That's 1. Angle 2, I just meet it here with angle 2. Angle 3, meet angle 3. Angle 4, that could be 4. Either on the arm or the knuckles, doesn't really matter. 5, what I'm going to do is stay on top of it and go across the top like that. 6, across the top. 7, across the top of it. And to the 8, I zone away and hit to the outside. One more time. This is called meet the force. 1, meet the force. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Once you understand the basics of long range, that's meet the force. Now, the next thing we usually cover is follow the force, which is very basic. 1, we follow it by. Why would you follow it? Maybe he faked and you went like that and your sword is now on this side, or your stick, or your knife. You'll see how the concepts I'm talking about here will apply universally no matter what weapon you have. Okay? Again, so you follow the force here on the angle 1. You follow the force angle 2. You follow the force 3. You follow the force 4. You follow the force 5. Follow the force 6. Follow the force 7. Follow the force here on the 8. Okay. Now, follow-ups. Once you've inflicted pain on the very first beat, there's many follow-ups that you can do. The ones that I emphasize in the SEAL team is downward figure 8. Okay. So 1, I slash the hand or I crack the hand, and then you're just going to follow with the downward X. 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 3, follow it with the X. 1, 2. 4, 1, 2. 5, if you need to adjust your range, that's why footwork is so important, just like an empty hand fighting. You need to get the heck out of there so that you can successfully hit his hand without him hitting your body. 6, 7, 1, 2, and then 8. Wham, follow with 1, 2. Okay, now, the next one I usually teach the SEAL team guys. What you're going to do is hit each strike with what we call a backhand strike. It is a very simple strike, works from the closed side of the body. Or we call this in Filipino martial arts closed side, and this is the open side like this. Okay, closed, and then this is open. Okay. Now, this is more of a stick technique more so than sword. All you are going to do now is when the strike comes, hit the hand with a backhand strike. Okay, so this is the drill. When the person hits angle 1, I hit here. 2, I hit the arm here. 3, hit the arm here. 4, 5, very basic. 6, 7, 8, and then you can follow it up any way that you want. Okay, but the important factor is that you do injury on the first strike. Okay, because this stick or sword is very elusive, and a lot of especially it's SEAL teams concerned because we work in a lot of other countries and nations where they're very efficient with their blade and sword and stick fighting. So it's important to have this kind of training, okay, just to make you well-rounded. And I believe that your weapon training should come be taught to you at the same time as your empty hand training, okay, because it really builds attributes. This weapon travels very quickly, and you have to respond to it very quickly, so it kind of turbocharges your speed. Okay? All right, so after we hit the limb with the backhand strike here, what I usually do is teach the overhead strike, which is a strike that pulls all the way through to the top of the head. So this is going to be one hit on the hand and then stepping in vertically to the top of the head. Okay? In application, this is 1, 2. That's 1, 2. That's 1, 2. 1, 2. Hit. 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 I mean, you could keep going with this if you needed to. Okay. From the backhand strike, you can also do the downward figure 8. Okay, this is a very easy pattern. So from the number 1, you hit it like that, you follow it, 1, 2. Hit it, 1, 2. Hit it, 1, 2. Hit, 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 1, 2. Okay, we're going to take the same techniques and put them on the move. Okay, because many times somebody attacking with the sword or with a stick, with any weapon, they're going to step in and chase you. And what I don't really, there's a lot of in-close fancy stick fighting, and you'll see this. Okay, there's a lot of things that we can do in here, but again, going back to the basics, we don't have a lot of time to be with the SEAL team guys, so we need to just get the basics across that will help them in actual combat. So we'll do what they call advance and retreat training. So when the person advances in, I move back like this, see? And I keep moving back. We just meet the force, meet the force, meet the force. You see, and then in training we can go back and forth like this. He meets the force, 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 and then he comes back like this. We could take like 2 or 3 strikes like that. And then if you put a hand pad on, you can make contact, which is very important too. This again can be car antenna. It could be knife versus knife. It could be stick versus knife. Okay, as long as you are hitting, and then again, you can put any follow-up in that you want. If I meet the force here, if I zone out, I can go in with the 1, 2 like that. If I zone out and I use the backhand, I can go in with the backhand all the way through here. If I move out here like that, I can go back in with the backhand here. If I follow the force out here, then I can go back in here. Okay, and you can put those strikes together. So that is a very important point, that you stay in long range. Okay, if you're not going to invest time into the stick fighting, I believe, or knife fighting, I believe you are safest in long range and understanding the long range. The concepts that we just covered, again, I mentioned that they were universal regardless of weapon, and I just want to emphasize that. If you're faced maybe in the street, many times you are not, the old-fashioned put your dukes up does not occur. This guy's going to pull something out, whether it's a knife, club, stick, whatever it may be. So if you are faced with a knife, if you could find anything to hit that hand with, whether it's a stick, like I had mentioned, car antenna, like we have here, you could grab a garbage can lid or a brick, broken bottle, anything. Check your surroundings. Branch off a tree, and then run if you can, okay, unless your life was, or your family's life depended on it. But the same concepts apply of meeting the force. If this person slashes at you, meet the force like that. If he slashes, meet the force. Meet the force. Stay out. Stay away. Hit that hand. And then hit him. Okay? Again, so if this thing comes, bang, hit, hit, hit. Just keep hitting. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's what I taught you so far. Just 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's fine. Okay? So once again, make sure you just stay out of range. Hit that hand. Hit that hand, and when you get a result, go in and just keep hitting, 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 hitting. Okay? And that should save you, or at least help you out with knife versus stick. Now, when we get into knife versus knife, okay, now a lot of the same concepts apply. Some things change. Knife versus knife, we can use the same numbering system that we use for training. 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust here, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is thrusted here. Okay. That's just used for training. There's a lot of different numbering systems. Like I said, some systems thrust to slash, or thrust to slash this way. Okay, some systems, this is angle 1, this is angle 2. Some systems go, this is 1, this is 2. Some systems say, this is angle 1, and then horizontally is angle 2. It doesn't matter. Once you get familiar with the line of attack that a weapon's going to travel at, it doesn't matter if it's left-handed, if it's right-handed, if it's two-handed, it won't matter. Okay, you deal with it in the same way. So, knife versus knife in long range. Again, slash the arm. Slash the arm. If he moves in, you move out. Slash, slash. Okay? This is meeting the force. Again, follow the force would apply the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Follow the force. Now, once you've slashed the arm, if you're able to slash it here like that, when you go in 1, 2, you just want to make sure you keep check of this arm. Again, 1. If you go in, 1, 2. This could be your slashing here. It's a good idea just to keep this knife in check. It's a better idea just to slash and get the heck out of there if you don't have to deal with it. Knife fighting is extremely difficult, and I just want to give you some basics that may help you on the street. Again, meeting the force, and then follow up if you had to. You can go in 1, 2, or 1, 2. Okay? Now, if you're in a position, maybe your back's against the wall, and you have nowhere to go, you cannot move, you cannot advance, or you cannot retreat, you're going to have to use this hand, and you're going to have to pass the weapon by. For example, when the number 1 comes in, you're going to have to pass it by and slash. That's how we deal with the angle 1 again. Pass, and then you can thrust here like this. So from this position, you see where I impede the progress here, and then I slash here, thrust here like that. From here, slash, thrust, slash, thrust, slash, thrust, slash, thrust, slash, thrust, and then slash, thrust. Once I poke it here, this might be the disarm like that. Okay? Okay, that, again, this is a very important drill. A lot of times knife fighting will not stay out in long range like a stick. Okay, just like the body mechanics, if I was going to swing a stick, it is a large weapon. It has a graceful motion, whereas the knife doesn't go like that. It's a smaller weapon. The body mechanics are quick. So, again, this drill is called pass and thrust. Your back is against the wall. You cannot move. You have to deal with this thing. Slash it. You see the motion? I go from open to close, and then I thrust 1. So here I get my body out of the way, and I go from closed now. I get this out of the way, and then thrust here. I bring this by, I get my body out of the way, I hollow my stomach out, and I slash it as it comes across. 4, I put this arm up here, I slash first, I redirect, thrust. Open position to closed position on the number 5. Closed position, see this can't be like this because I'm going to get slashed. I have to keep the elbow down. Redirecting here. Open. This could be arm, could be here, could be anywhere. Thrust. And on the 8, this cuts down in here like that. See, 1. And then if he comes back in, this thing can be, you can injure to a degree with the knife. Okay, and again, you have to, you should know where you stand ethically with the knife. Okay, if you can just injure to a degree, and you can just slash that arm and get out, I think you're best. I don't feel that you have a right, if he's empty hand, to draw the knife and just go for it. I mean, unless you're in fear for your life, okay? And then if you can just walk away from it, you should walk away from it. I'd like to review this drill one more time because it is a very important drill. From the open position, you parry this by you as you slash this. So you're getting a cut at the same motion. And from here you can thrust. You see it? From this position, my arms are here anyway. I impede the progress with that as I slash, and then I thrust here. As this comes by, I pass it by, I slash, and I thrust. And here, I do again. On the 5, I pass it by as I slash, and I thrust. I pass it by, slash, and thrust. Pass it by, slash, and thrust. And on the 8, I can slash. A lot of times if you can get a grip of the thumb, this is a disarm, okay? And also remember, I have just slashed that person and got it here. My intention is to pass it, but if I get it here like that, a lot of times the knife will disarm here like that. Okay, and you can then follow it up any way that you'd like. They have a lot of takedowns, things like that, which now we're in bargaining position. Yeah, I'll get it out. Do that again. Your foot gets stuck? Do that again.
Matt, try not to blink.
Do that one again. About 1 to 4. It's okay. 1. Okay, in this segment, we're going to briefly address mass attack. As far as mass attack goes, just as in any kind of warfare, whether it's armed or unarmed, combat is combat, whether it's armed or unarmed, and there's no magic to mass attack or any kind of fight. A lot of times it's going to come down to who's meaner, who's more aggressive, who's in better shape, who's luckier, who's got some common sense. But there are some rules that you can that will help you survive this kind of a situation. Number one is you're going to have to be mentally and physically prepared to get hurt, because there is no easy way out of that kind of a situation, 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. If you can get out of that situation and you can run away or you can talk your way out of it, by all means do so. But if you're going to have to fight for your life or fight for your family's life, there are some concepts that we're going to cover that may help you. Okay, this is not the golden rule. I don't believe anyone has the golden rule. If this was choreographed and somebody threw a punch, and then somebody threw a kick, and then somebody threw another punch, you could get away with it. And that's how a lot of times mass attack is trained. However, it's not going to work that way for real. So the first thing I'd like to address is angulation. Okay, putting yourself in a position to where you can deal with one person, yet you're going to put him in a position to block the other attackers. Okay, so if I can have you guys come on out. Okay, I'd like to demonstrate the concept of angulation with a weapon. Okay, my Filipino martial arts training has really given me the concept of angulation, the ability to move laterally and put one person in the way of another. Okay, the jungle warfare in the Philippines was always fought with a stick or a knife, and it was very common to have one person against two. So this art was meant for more than one versus one. It was usually 1 versus 2 or 3. Okay, so if I was in a position to where I'm going to have to fight, there's no way to get out of this situation, and I'm faced with two assailants. First of all, I don't want to have my back against the wall. Okay, I don't want to have these guys close me in to where I'm going to have to fight both of these guys at one time. Okay, if one attack came, what you want to do now, as the attackers come in, is hopefully deal with one here like that, okay, and hit, and then have this guy in the way to buy you some time to deal with the other one, okay? And the same thing is going to be with empty hands. You're going to have to angle yourself away to put yourself in a position so that you can deal with one and hit him as hard and as fast as you can, and then hopefully that's going to buy you enough time to deal with the other one. And by all means, if you can hit this first guy, throw him into the second guy, and that'll give you the room to run. Do that. You're going to be in a much better position. Now we'll go ahead and show you the empty hands application.
I don't like your looks. You're a punk.
What's up, man? I'm not doing anything.
You're a punk. Are we cut yet?
Then we're cut.